The loud clanging din of the emergency bells sounded all over the order. Donovan startled awake, rolling out of his bed and under it in a matter of seconds, his mind buzzing and spinning in an effort to understand what was happening. When one bell started, all of the others were immediately engaged. They were used in case of fire or plague or anything that needed immediate attention from everyone inside and around the order's buildings. Finally comprehending the situation, if not the specifics, Donovan rolled back out from under the bed, groaning as his joints protested. He dressed quickly and indiscriminately, not bothering to lace his boots as he jogged into the hall to join the bustling bunch of retrievers and other people, some less dressed than he, but all looking worried and concerned. "Do we know anything?" Milek asked, his deep voice clear through the high-pitched clanging. Vera shook her head. "They'll make announcements soon. Just have to get to a central place for the news. No use fretting." The stairs were cramped but manageable, the press of bodies making Donovan wish he had taken the time to lace his boots. The air was palpable with fear. What if it was the hunters, come at last with their army? Finally, they reached the ground floor, gaining a bit more room, but probably not for long as more people flooded inside and downstairs, the noise growing as they caught sight of friends and family all asking the same questions. No one could smell fire, and the bells had stopped. Plague hadn't broken out in the order in 70 years, and even then it hadn't lasted long. Donovan scanned the crowd for Reuben and Whitman, hoping that Reuben was keeping calm. The retrievers and off-duty soldiers gathered as they came downstairs, claiming a spot in a corner and growing outward, wondering and guessing. Donovan saw Annette come downstairs on the other side of the wide room and headed her direction, leaving his fellows behind. She spotted him coming and changed her course to intersect. When he cleared the crowd and managed to reach her side, he asked, "Any ideas?" "Some, none of them pleasant. Either war or something slightly less worse with a green stick recruit on the bells. We won't know for another little while. Shall we join your friends?" They wove their way back through the growing crowd. Groups were building, butting into one another, and merging, sharing rumors. Some were laughing, others were sobbing. Most were merely talking, wondering, debating, speculating. Donovan's bunch of retrievers had split into smaller conversations, most debating the likelihood of an attack. "They wouldn't have pulled us all down here, would they? Why not? They'd have to rouse the army, and there's quite a few on reserves who would need to get to work. The clerks will know. They'll have drawn up schedules. I hope no one's injured already." "I've always hated crowds," Annette said calmly to Donovan. "You never know how they'll turn, but they always do." "Some people thrive in crowds." "Yes, but they're all half mad and in love with chaos. All public speakers hate them and love them. Say the right thing and the crowd will make you fly. Say the wrong thing." She gave Donovan a look. Just then he spotted a young boy in hastily donned messenger's tunic, climbing the outside of the staircase banister. He got about halfway up before shouting to make himself heard. It was another minute before he had enough attention to quiet the crowd. "The emergency has been recalled," he piped, projecting impressively across the room. "There's no fire, no plague, no prisoner escape. You're all urged to go back to your rooms. Classes and activities will continue as normal." "Why was the bell rung then?" one man angrily demanded. Dozens more grumbled their agreement. The boy waited for the noise to die back down before hollering back, "I gave the official word, mate, or do you want me to hang about this banister the rest of the night?" There were curses and chuckles, and then the boy started making his way back down. People swarmed toward him for more information, but he was very quick and managed to go about his business without being caught. Donovan looked at Annette. "Shall I escort you to your rooms, milady?" "Only if you plan to keep me company there." Donovan gaped at her, his trickster's grin replaced with boyish embarrassment. Annette grabbed his arm and laughed, throwing her head back and barking amusement from the gut. "Oh, Donovan, you are such an easy mark. Go back to bed and I'll see you in a few hours." Donovan blushed and made a hasty goodbye. The crowd that had so hurriedly made its way down the stairs was much slower to go back. By the time he made it to his rooms, Donovan was irritated and tired, his jaw cracking every time he yawned. When he opened his door, though, he saw a letter on the floor. He frowned at it before stooping to claim the thing. It was sealed, but bore no mark, and the wax was smeared, as if it was closed hastily. He closed his door and took the letter to his bed, where he perched to open it. "Come to my rooms at once, W."